This is the Morning Shower.
Brought to you by Late Night Hump.
Let the news wash over you.
With Jordan Freed,
Brendan O'Brien,
and Reena Ezra. These are your ShowerHead Lines.
Rider University has dropped the name of a former slaveholder from a building on its campus in Lawrenceville. Van Cleve House, named for Benjamin Van Cleve, will be known as Alumni House following a ceremony Thursday on campus. When asked why they didn't name the building after a more noble historical alumni, they realized that noble people don't go to Rider University.
Alabama death row inmate Willie B. Smith III was executed Thursday night, the state attorney general's office announced, after the U.S. Supreme Court declined to hear an 11th hour appeal. Smith was convicted of robbing 22-year-old Sharma Ruth Johnson, forcing her into the trunk of her own stolen car, and fatally shooting her in 1991. Investigators say Smith then set the car on fire with Johnson's body inside. Receiving the death penalty in Alabama is one of the worst things that can happen to you, second only to actually living in Alabama.
An elephant's tusks are among its defining features. They help the animal lift heavy branches, topple trees, strip bark, fight, and dig holes for water and minerals. But an increasing proportion of female elephants in Mozambique's Gorongosa National Park have been born without these crucial tools, and scientists say it's an evolutionary response to the brutal killing of elephants for their ivory tusks during the country's 15-year civil war. So, if you have a tusk, it's probably time to fuck.
Chipotle revealed in Thursday's earnings call that they will be taking smoked brisket off the menu in November. Chipotle's smoked brisket was always intended to be a limited-time menu item, but it's been so popular that the offering is ending earlier than planned. While we'll miss having the option of smoked meat at Chipotle, it could be worse. After all, the last time Chipotle made an unexpected menu change was when they were serving their customers E. coli.
An award-winning 19-year-old Swedish rapper was shot to death in southern Stockholm in an incident that media reports on Friday said was likely to be gang-related. The rapper, Einar, was struck by several bullets in the Hammarby suburbs south of central Stockholm and died on the spot late Thursday. In a Nordic socialist country like Sweden, it's hard for a rapper to get street cred. So, good for him.
Movie theaters in India's entertainment capital, Mumbai, reopened on Friday after more than 18 months of closure due to the coronavirus pandemic, the last of many virus restrictions to go amid a decline in infections. Theaters opened to half capacity following the guidelines released last month, but struggled to lure the public back and mostly re-released earlier hits. We better get Nicole Kidman on the phone and let her know that she better brush up on her Hindi so she can shoot her latest commercial of her watching movies in an empty theater.
A 22-year-old New Jersey man has been sentenced to 2 years in federal prison for interfering with cops while trying to set fire to a Trenton police patrol car during a riot following the death of George Floyd last year. Justin D. Spry of South Plainfield will also be subject to 3 years of supervised release after completing his prison term, the U.S. Attorney's Office for New Jersey said Thursday. Let's be real, though. Will he really have to serve his full sentence if the prison happened to burn down?
Gaming PC and accessory company Razer on Thursday announced the Kraken V3 gaming headset, which uses haptic vibrations to amplify your gaming audio experience. Razer's HyperSense tech, previously found on its Nari headset, puts haptic drivers in the ear cups that are able to convert game audio into touch sensory feedback and allow the gamer to feel the intensity of explosions. It's only a matter of time before this headphone technology allows you to feel the intensity of wartime PTSD as well.
Actor Alec Baldwin fired a prop gun on the set of a Western and killed the cinematographer, officials said. It figures that Hollywood's liberal prop would end up committing gun violence. Conservatives everywhere rejoice, stating this wouldn't have happened if it was just a real gun.
Ohio unveiled its new license plate Thursday, depicting the Wright Flyer as a symbol of the state's place in aviation history. Unfortunately, a mistake on the license plates has deemed them useless. On the new license plate called Sunrise in Ohio, a banner that reads Birthplace of Aviation flies in the skies if attached to the plane's smaller elevators. But that's actually the front of the Wright brothers' history-making plane. Ohio will recycle the 35,000 plates that had already been printed, with inmates at Lebanon Correctional Institution starting to make the plates earlier this month. This story is just about as American as it gets. It's a celebration of the great accomplishments we've achieved in this country, and serves as a reminder that we still rely on prison labor for everything.
The FBI on Thursday identified human remains found in a Florida nature preserve as those of Brian Laundrie. It turns out the vultures left him behind because the meat was so low quality. The former chief financial officer of the organization that tried to bring an IndyCar race to Boston has pleaded guilty to multiple fraud and tax evasion charges connected to the race and other business interests, and for improperly receiving almost $700,000 in pandemic relief loans. Fortunately, he'll achieve his goal of speeding the fastest to prison.
Thank you for showering with us.
Lather, rinse, repeat every day before noon.
Scrub-a-dub-dub at latenighthump.com.